J Baby in the house. What?
This nigga.
Had to make appearance, for the white people.
You know, Jay's corporate now. You know what I'm saying? He moving different.
That's what's up.
He got
That's
Yeezys
what's up.
with the button ups. It's
That's
different
what's up.
now.
That's what's up. I like that energy. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that 04 Jay-Z energy.
Word. Yo,
Yeah.
you ready, bro?
Yeah,
You ready? Are you ready, baby?
Smack, is you ready?
Is you ready? Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Moyram,
And I'm Akeem,
and this is the CPT podcast.
a.k.a. Cultured People Time, a play on the phrase colored people time, which implies that people of color are always late. Like, we don't know what time it is.
But we're going to show you what time we own. Shit.
That little B barangadang.
Hey. Yo, it feels like we haven't powdered in a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I've checked my big toenail and that shit's like extra long.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's terrible.
I could count by like the rings.
Got it.
How much time has passed.
Got it. Foot fungus is the best.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to make it useful. I'm trying to take, burdens and make them into blessings. You know what I mean? You heard?
Yo, so you about to get bunion surgery again, right?
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Like, cause I already got the right foot.
Right foot, left foot, right
foot, and I wore
left
these fucking tight ass Jordans.
Yo, I think stop playing, bro.
Yo,
Come on.
one of
them shits is fly.
Yeah,
on.
but
Come
yo,
on.
I thrifted these. I got these for like $50, bro.
Yo, that's called the jackpot, man.
Oh yeah, nigga, jackpot, and I'm about to get the left joint done. Yeah, nigga, I'm about to be out here like walking like properly.
I doubt that, but it's all good, man. But yo, who we got in the house? We got Scramz in the house. Scramz, what's good, baby?
What's good?
You know what I mean? We got
Scramz.
my man Johnny in the house. J Aki, J Baby,
Baby,
straight
J
corporate, baby. You know what I mean?
J baby. Johnny is a close friend of the pod.
Super close friend of the pod. Yo, Johnny's one of the brothers, man. You know, we love to have our friends and family here. You know, while we record and do our thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna officially start our thing with the mental health check, like we always do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what's up, man? Like, what's your mental health like? How you living, cuz?
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. These past 2 weeks have been like fucking trash. Like, the therapy has been like very much helping me in regards to like developing positive coping mechanisms and just like being honest with myself and like developing positive habits too. And I don't know, man, it's just been a lot with work and on the projects that I have and personal relationships, and last 2 weeks hasn't been the best. Yeah, but I don't know. By the time this goes to air, we could say that on some professional shit.
Yeah, it's lit now.
We'd be like, oh yeah. By the time this airs, yeah. But I just been taking it slow, man. Like trying to get back up to the speed that I was doing, giving myself space and grace and understanding, patience, love, all that good shit.
Okay.
An occasional, good cry in the shower while I hug myself. And I try to,
and by hugging yourself, you mean jerking off?
What else do I mean, nigga? Like, what we talking about? We ain't soft out here. I think I'm doing hugging my fuck you talking about? Yo, son, can I tell you about this weird ass dream that I had?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Dude, all right, so bust it, right? So I'm in my high school gymnasium.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
In my high school gymnasium.
This is not going to end well.
No, my nigga. So, we all there on the floor, like it's like we doing our stretches and shit. And so Dana Plato's there. So we all having sex, right? It's like group sex.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, wait, hold up. Hold on.
Yo,
all right. Let me start
we skipped the whole thing, right?
Okay,
we're in a high school gymnasium.
All right.
Yo, we all having sex, right? So we popping it off, right?
All right.
That's what you dream of. And, you know what? When you locked up, right? And they're taking attendance, and you got Shorty on the left, Shorty on the right. You're like, yeah, you know what? It'll be kind of freaky.
Yeah. So we was like, we was all on the gymnasium floor. And there's group sex going on, you know what I mean? Hey. And I'm hard as a rock. My dream cock, hard as a rock.
All right.
And it was like extra long too. And
wow.
there was a little
Wow.
Yeah, but it was a little skinnier than it usually is. So I was like, this is a little weird, but I'm all like, all right, as long as I as long as I get some dream pussy, it's all good. What, TMI, too many inches?
Yeah.
Too many inches? Okay. So as long as I get some dream pussy, I'm good. So Dana Plato, you know Dana Plato, right?
But
Dana Plato, you know, fucking
yeah, Dana Plato. Beautiful.
What you call it? What do you call it? What was
She passed early, right?
From what is it? From different strokes.
Different strokes, yeah.
Word. Was it Kimberly
she
Drummond?
She was one of the child actors.
Yeah, Kimberly Drummond. So Dana Plato is there, right? And I'm about to get me some OG Dana Plato pussy.
How long have you been dreaming about her, though?
Yo, my nigga, never. Although,
really?
like a couple months ago.
Random, yo.
Although, nah. A couple of months ago, I was hard body jacking off to like her old like porno tapes or whatever.
She had porno tapes?
Yeah, my nigga.
Nah.
She did porno, dude.
Yo, swing that.
It's like real brief though. Like you gotta really be into it to like, you know, time yourself. It's like a minute and 34 seconds.
Done.
Yeah, right. Do that. You can probably get 2 off, depending. So, you know, I got my dick out, and Dana Plato she gonna dub me because I'm not circumcised. Yo, my nigga, I was so embarrassed. I was like, how dare you embarrass me in front of my dream friends?
Is that an insecurity that you carry to this day?
I don't know. Yo, there was so many symbolisms. There was so many... I can't even count. I can't even count how much shit you can interpret from that dream.
She said, "Yo, you good?"
I'm gonna tell you how she did it. We was like laying, like we was both laying like Thriller Michael Jackson style, but facing each other. And so, you know, I got my dick out, I got my dream dick out, and like I'm like this.
My dream dick, yo.
And like, you know, and she look at the dream dick, and I look at her, and then she look back at the dream dick, and I'm like looking around at my friends, like, yeah, we about to get popping. And she looked back at like one of my homegirls, and she was like, she said, and she went like this. I was like, word.
She said, I'm good on that.
Yeah, and I'm a lucid dreamer, so I was about that bitch. I was like, nah. I was like, boop.
This
change
is
the
whack.
channel.
This is whack.
Like, change the channel. This is whack.
How many times do like our dreams go awry? We get just like,
oh man, I mean, yo, dude, if I wasn't a lucid dreamer, if I wasn't a lucid. Yeah, if I wasn't that, like I would have more nightmares than dreams.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be for sure.
But I think in real life, Dana Plato, she would have been down.
Yeah, nigga, please, Dana Plato, I would have to beat her off with my own dick. I'm like, yeah, bow, get out of here.
Stop it, get away.
What about you, Playboy? What about you? How's everything going? Like, how's therapy?
I have no cool dream like you did.
You know, because cool.
I succeed in all mine. I've never been dubbed in my dreams, but
yo, I gotta give consent in my dreams, dude. Like I have to give consent in my dreams.
Damn, that's crazy. If you're in my dream, that's already the wave of sign.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. Yo, dude, I've been wanting to have like a therapy conversation with you, and I feel like we should really like just have it here because like I'm a month in.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
How's that been going?
It's shit. You know how like that shit opens up a lot of things that you never really thought about?
I'll tell you this, you seem like your aura a little bit more, it's like less maroon, like ox blood, and it's more like a lavender kind of. Like
I'm a little bit more chill.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a Dave Chappelle, Rick James, like.
Okay, I'll take it.
It's light. It's airy. It's crisp.
Okay, you know what I mean. I'm changing a little bit. I guess.
Yeah. Where?
It's been good to like have that objective person to speak with. My week has been kind of like up and down, man. Like, you know, I've been
like from day to day.
Yeah. It's been kind of crazy, but like I've been doing things to kind of take my mind off of the bad shit. Like, you know, I was chilling with Johnny and my brother and AC. You know, just being around my people.
Shout out to Ray. Happy belated.
Happy belated. Yeah, we're happy belated, Rafi and Raymond. Those are my fraternal twin brothers. Yeah, They're younger than I am. They are fucking awesome. Some of the funniest motherfuckers you'll ever meet in your life.
Word.
But we was out there chilling. So I just been trying to stay around my positive friends and you know, just speak to whoever I can speak to. That's always going to keep my spirits uplifted because, yo, therapy has this, I don't know, maybe for me, like, it brought up a lot of shit, dude. So it's like, when you kind of like deal with that, it's a process, you know? And it's like, wow, I didn't want some of these old feelings to linger around like they did. So
Yeah.
a couple times I felt fucking down. Like, you know, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, my mind's attacking me, and then I'm just thinking about, oh, shit. And then, like, I felt like I was kind of, like, stuck. You know what I mean? But that kind of helped me just reprocess them and put them in their proper perspective.
Exactly. The therapy helps you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to my therapist about it, and even though it was brought up, it was able to be put in a certain context in which I can, like, really kind of, like, move forward now.
Exactly.
So I'm a little bit more at peace with a lot of shit.
Educating you sometimes, like, I know it's simple as it sounds, it's going to sound funny, but, like, educating you almost on how to feel.
Yo.
In a way.
So...
Like a healthy way
acknowledging how you feel and where it stems from.
Exactly,
because you know sometimes we don't even get that deep. Like I had the
because we're just feeling it. Like,
Well, we feeling it. We just categorize it to what we know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm an angry ass nigga, so the first thing I'm thinking is I'm upset. It's because I'm angry. But it's like nah, nigga, you really felt frustrated.
Exactly.
You know, you really felt inadequate. You really felt, you know what I'm saying? So when you figure that out, it's like, oh, okay, I'm bugging, I'm
it's
tripping.
Not just the what and the how. It's not just like the what, but the how and the why.
I urge
and the how.
everybody, if y'all can, get that emotional wheel, and you can see like where all of your emotions kind of like all stem from. And I printed it out, and I kind of like use that shit as a guide to kind of like center me so I can go about my day. Because, you know, I'm the kind of person, I overthink a lot and I get angry. And I get stuck in that rut and I don't want to hear nothing nobody got to fucking say. You know what I mean? So that kind of helps me put things in perspective. And then I'm able to have a more productive day.
Because you're going to encounter things.
It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Worse not in a way that I'm going to feel worse, but worse in a way that you're going to be able to get all of these emotions and go through all these things, right? And you're going to deal with them differently. And sometimes you got to, when you feel that sting again, if you're not really like open to do something about it healthily, it's going to fuck you up again.
Acknowledging, embracing, and then, you know, like resolving in a way too.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, and sometimes not everything is about resolve also. Sometimes.
Which is you know, we had conversations about this before therapy, that some things there is no closure for. You have to do that on your own.
Exactly, yeah.
And you have to, you know, be okay with that.
Yeah. And also, like, coming to grips with things that you may not have control over. Mm-hmm. And saying, like, you know, like, one thing that I've been talking to about my therapist is, like dealing with anxiety. Yeah. Which can also beget depression and like, stuff like that.
You know what was sobering? That, like, you know, she was just asking me a bunch of questions. And not to say that you have to get a diagnosis, but to understand that what you're going through has validity.
Oh, hell yeah.
That does everything. Because it's like sometimes, you know, us, we self-medicate. I'm smoking, I'm drinking. And that shit comes out in the worst ways most of the time. Because we don't know what the fuck is really going on up here. So then when you finally have somebody to validate what you're doing and what you're saying,
smoking,
and what you're
drinking,
going through,
sexing,
drugging, you know what I mean? That's it. But when you actually have that validity, where it's like, no, what you're going through is actually something that's, you know, that's plausible, that's normal.
Exactly.
But now it's like, what can we do to put that into a healthy space? So I'm glad that I'm doing it, man. I'm glad that you've been an advocate for it, and I'm glad that we actually on this journey, man, because it's dope. It's dope. It's been working out, man. Yeah. You know, and we got a lot of shit going on in the future, so I want to be the best version of me possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, we have a next episode planned. You know, we're not gonna, like, you know, you guys, you know, we show you how the sausage is made, all homo. And you know, so we plan out our episodes, and one of our next episodes, we're definitely going to be dealing with how, like, mental health and, you know, encountering certain obstacles, conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution. Yeah, that's an important conversation to visit.
But you know, and we're like, you know, because you'll be like in and I'll be in, and like, we definitely gonna like break a lot of that shit down.
Yeah,
like
that's a fact. That's a fact, man. You know, but I'm glad we did that, man. What's going on with the random news, man? Random news check.
Yeah, man. You know, yeah. Fika. Shout out to Yuri. She's not here today. She will be present in the future. You know, she's handling her business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she'll be on deck. Shout out Yuri.
But Missy Elliott. One thing that she brought up, it was random, but I thought it was very important because, you know, people learning their industry and how shit works.
Elaborate on that.
Okay, so apparently, if I'm not mistaken, Missy Elliott, there's a Bad Bunny song, right? And there's certain royalties that need to be paid to Missy Elliott because there was an unclear sample of was it Get Your Freak On?
I think so. Probably.
Something like that, right?
You know, Missy's untouchable, baby.
Oh, yeah.
He
So,
touched one of her joints. Yeah.
So, you know, like, and it's like kind of an unclear sample that happened. And they negotiated, hey, you know, like 25%, you know, you give me 25%.
Yeah.
We cool, we good. And people are very much demonizing her.
Which I don't get.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah.
So, like you said, you have to learn your industry. This dude, Bad Bunny, is one of like, you know, he's one of the biggest Latino stars ever right now. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he has a grasp on, you know, clearing a fucking sample, you know, especially one like Missy. Missy's the queen, bro. Like, come on. You know, especially for a nigga like him, like, he does the whole weirdo vibe shit. Like, you know, Missy's been the most artistic, you know what I mean, aesthetic queen forever.
But I will
it's
say
like,
this,
you know,
Bad
there's no
Bunny,
way that you can just skim over one of her joints.
Bad Bunny
you know?
is, you know, I know you say weirdo vibe, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying.
No. Like, yeah.
A little different, a little, you know what I mean?
He's also very, he's a rule breaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's
man, he's
very
the man.
organic. He's kind of organic with what he's doing.
The man,
he's not
bro.
like,
He's the man. He's the man.
He's organic, and I think he was very organic with the way he went about.
Yeah.
What's the dude who was on the song? He said this Caballona got everything. Like,
yeah, he capped. He big dipset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, because they agreed to 1% each, right?
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
she said 25% of the joint.
Yeah,
right?
and then,
so that's getting
they
off
had
light.
because they had other people to pay because there was other samples on that joint, and you know, again, black women being easily demonized. It was all like, oh, you know, like, you know what happened with Sting and Juice WRLD, R.I.P., S.I.P., however you want to do it. Like, he was all like, you know, nigga, you gonna give me like 80%. That also stemmed from Puffy not paying him a long time ago.
That's
Puffy
also
fucked it up.
Puffy said, yo, he was like, you know what? I'll let Puffy slide. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, he ain't gonna let nobody slide. But
you got, you know, that's the music industry. You get the sample, you got to pay him, man.
But yeah,
and
I mean,
she could have easily just been like, nah, and put the whole plug on.
Exactly,
So,
and like, you know. And because they said that she was like threatening to sue for millions, and
I mean, like, yeah, it's my work. This is my work, bro.
But it's
right?
like,
this is your art. Come on, rock out. She's not saying don't, but like, yo, do right by me.
Exactly.
Because yo, come on.
Exactly.
It's like you can have that conversation with a fellow creative. It's hard to have that conversation with somebody in the boardroom.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Exactly,
so it's like if it's creatives talking.
Then when you have the peanut gallery and you have everyone that's like looking and seeing that happening, they're like, "Oh, why don't Missy be cool about it?" Or yada yada. And it's like, no, this is a business. The sample was uncleared. Like, you know, like she like, you know, there is artistic property, and we have to acknowledge that.
But
I mean,
also integrity as an artist. If I know I got your joint, right?
Yeah.
And you ill. Because Missy's a trendsetter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yo, show that woman her respect, B. Come on, that's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation.
Like you said that, like you're about to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean.
Zen Moy's out.
All right, so again, you know, by the time shit goes to air, I mean, I know you guys are gonna be tired, but nah. Before we even get into the smack heard and seen around the world.
Around the world.
You know what? I wanna take a moment, right? Because this is where by example we lead by example and talk about the more important things than rich people tantrums.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because, let's just get that, because we going to go in on this other shit.
Talk that. What's up?
Yeah.
Talk
But
that
what's
shit.
really important, besides this whole Will Smith shit and rich people smacking each other or whatever and niggas taking on the arm.
Say it again. What is it?
Get jiggy with it. Got jiggy with it.
He got jiggy with
He
it.
got jiggy with it. But, there's something very important going on. And Eric Adams, who is our new mayor, for you guys who don't live in New York and NYC, we recently had a mayoral election, and Eric Adams, he was elected the second black mayor. Shout out, David Dinkins, will you please be my mayor? You've been doing us a really big
Dinkins
favor.
is the man, G.
Yeah. He's like a Jimmy Carter type. He got a lot of guff, but he was trying.
Yeah, he was trying.
So he's a former cop. He's actually been roughhoused. We use that lightly. Nigga got fucked up by the cop.
He did.
He seems like the perfect amalgamation of what a black mayor for New York City should be. Although a lot of people have problems with him, because I heard somebody say that he's a mixture of Bloomberg and Giuliani. So
I mean, he's an ex-cop.
he's about that. He's about that bag.
He's about
the blue.
He's about getting
the bag in blue.
Exactly. He's about getting this city, as clean the fuck up as he can, how he can.
That broken window shit.
Broken window shit. Nigga, fuck them niggas for that shit.
Dude.
Fix the windows. Bitch ass niggas,
So,
yo. For real.
for you guys who don't know, in the midst of all this Oscar shit, and it's been a plan that's been that's been taking place for over the past 2 weeks, and he's basically uprooting, destroying all over 150 homeless encampments throughout the city.
Yeah.
It's his way of cleaning up the streets.
How you feel about that?
I think with no solid backup plan, that's the worst thing you could do.
Okay.
It's pouring gasoline. It's trying to put out a fire with kerosene. Like, no, dude, or with gunpowder. Like, just like you're gonna suffocate it. Just throw a bunch of gunpowder on it, or like just drown it out with some kerosene. No, it's not gonna work.
I think that that has to be a two-pronged plan. But like, dude, we can't just let people, set up shop wherever the fuck they feel like it. This ain't Skid Row in L.A., nigga. Like this, this, you know what I mean? Like, and where people choose to do that, shit happens. Crime happens.
Are you absolutely sure about that?
Why wouldn't I be?
For example, where they set up like along under the highway, like I believe this is like BQE, like like over there, like in Brooklyn and all that shit, like where they set up on the highway, and Mayor Adams, he claimed, he was all like, oh yeah, well the homeless leave trash, where it's actually documented that no, they're responsible for very little of the trash. They've even participated in cleaning up those underpasses, and most of the trash comes from drivers above throwing out their shit, and the movie studios nearby illegally dumping their shit where homeless people are because they know they're gonna get blamed for that shit.
Gotcha. So if you have no encampment there, then the civilians can have their responsibility in it. Yo, bro, like honestly, like I get it, but we do have things in place. It's not like we don't have shelters. It's not like we don't have places that people can go.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So those shelters, have you heard homeless people's testimonials about those shelters?
No.
Nigga was like, yo, the nigga said, I'm not going back to the shelter. Last time I was there, I got my shit stolen and my head cracked. Them joints are overcrowded.
They are.
And they're wild dangerous.
So what's the real problem?
And also the curfew, because I've had friends who were in shelters because they didn't have anywhere to live.
Yeah.
And you're staying there, you're chilling, and my nigga is like 8 p.m. They be like, yo, I gotta get to the shelter or else I'm not gonna get a bed.
Yeah.
And you've had multiple homeless people say like that curfew even in itself is dehumanizing. I mean,
why?
you don't want to, because, and I'm sure at 8 p.m., sometimes that's even like a late joint. Like, I'm sure when it comes to actually lining up and you got to get there by like 7 p.m., 5 p.m. Like, this is joints where you can't even, say you're trying to collect cans, say you're trying to visit family, say you're trying to do this, say you're even trying to work a job. Like, and you got a curfew where you can't even get, like, dude, that doesn't even work. And the fact that it's not safe and it's overcrowded.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so like the issue is revisiting what homeless outreach and homelessness is here. But yo, you can't just have people setting up wherever they feel.
and
like
I'm not saying that. And then,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's aggressive.
Yeah,
and
it is
to
very
do that
aggressive.
without a plan is irresponsible. You know, to
It
do
is.
that to people without a plan for them is very irresponsible.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, you know, they have to try something. Dude.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we
if
got
you're
to.
But you're going to try something that exacerbates the situation. And then
That's subjective.
Yeah. It's going to, because
You know what I mean?
Because if they have nowhere to go, they're not going to go into shelters are overcrowded. All right, because you say these programs, when Adams he's cutting funding of like all of the city's agencies.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Except the NYPD by 3%.
Naturally.
Yeah, so everybody's getting their shit cut. Yeah,
He funded. Instead of defunding, he funded.
Respectfully.
Nah, nigga, don't respectfully.
Yeah, no, but he
Nah,
think,
nigga, nah.
Nah, like, no, he thinks it's respect. He's like, respectfully. He's like, I'm cutting everything by 3%, respect, except for the NYPD, respectfully. And we're all like, nah, nigga, no, I can't dig it.
Nah, nigga. I can't dig it.
So, and then he's doing that, including that of the Department of Homeless Services. Mm-hmm. So even where they're supposed to go, he's cutting funding from that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's more ass backwards.
So, I get it, and trust me. If I were mayor, my plan with that would have, you know, a plan A and a plan B. We got to get this out, but we have to have them to go somewhere.
Yeah.
But like I'll always say, bro, like,
Because the spokesman said we want them to. I forgot the spokesman's name. His name's like something with a D or some shit. My bad. I'm supposed to be educated for y'all. You get what the fuck I'm saying. On this podcast, we don't
I'm supposed to be educated, but fuck that.
we don't just bring you the fish. We try and teach you how to fish too.
Nah,
we be
man.
sitting here, we be doing our research.
You gotta be.
You know, like, because we're appalled about these things, and we're not professors and all this shit. So we go and we educate ourselves.
It's just conversation. It's just conversation that we need to have.
Yeah, educate ourselves on the facts. And spokesperson for the mayor's office, specifically for Eric Adams, is like, we want them to seek out social programs and shelters. And these social programs, I actually look at, their waiting list is notoriously long.
Yeah, they're notoriously underfunded.
And so you're cutting funding.
And a bunch of these homeless guys, they need psychic evaluation. They need to be in those places. They don't need to be out in the street.
They're saying
they don't need to be in the subway, bro, because this is where the violence happens. This is where the incidents happen. This is where innocent people get fucked up. You get what I'm saying?
Some shit out there for you guys right there. You gonna talk
Yeah,
about
do that.
homeless people, right?
Yeah, do that.
I was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The homeless problem in San Francisco is 10 times worse than what it is in New York.
Yeah.
So think about this. You in San Francisco, you're a young professional. You're working in your Uber, your Tesla, your Google, whatever, right? You're making your money, right? And the housing situation there is way more expensive than New York City, right? So you're paying $4,000 for a studio or one-bedroom apartment. You look outside your window and you have a homeless camp outside your luxury building you're living in. You look at staring out, and that's your view, right?
Yeah.
You go outside, you're going to get your groceries. It's
Somebody's
doing
begging
meth,
you.
How you don't feel safe, bro?
Exactly.
You don't.
You get what I'm
But
saying?
you know what? In New York City, it's a little different, because the homeless people, they do a decent job, and I'll say this safely as a true Yorker, they do a decent job of staying out the fucking way. Like, I would say compared to what Johnny just described, compared to what Johnny, I can look out my way. I live in the South Bronx, bro. Like poorest congressional. I know I say this shit all the time on this fucking show, but niggas need to know that poorest congressional district in the United States, my nigga. I can like, there's like homeless people around, but like how Johnny described, I can look out my window, my eyes be offended. Like cause usually they're tucked in certain places.
Yeah, because they're not gonna be there.
Because first of all,
be somewhere where the money isn't.
You know
what I mean? They're not gonna be where the money's not, bro. Come on.
But they got niggas that travel on the train. They be like, yo, I got my show over here. They're like, I go and slum over here. I go and beg over here.
Yeah, that's what they do. But
I feel like this is a case of the city cutting off their nose to spite their face. And when I say that, because look how they removed, when you talk about the train, right? They removed the benches. Mm-hmm. You know how many pregnant people who are physically disabled, was like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing?
Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, that was
because
dumb.
Because they didn't think, because they're reactionary. They're like, and it's like cutting off the nose to spite their face. Yeah. You're gonna have all these homeless
I haven't
people
sat on
displaced.
the train bench in years because I'm not sitting on that shit. Bro.
I just recently did because I got bad cardio. I'm just joking. But
I get it, man. But like you're asking the biggest city in the world, the most popular city in the world, the craziest city in the world, right? To do something that is impossible for them to do.
What do you mean by impossible? What do you think I'm asking exactly?
So the money go through here, right? And everyone that's in office, right? That's what they're preserving. Like, we really need to stop acting like these niggas really have our best interests at heart. Because that's just never been the case. Historically, statistically,
You're talking about like,
humans, nigga,
yeah,
humans.
Yeah.
There's no humanity in politics. Yeah. None. Yeah. You know what it takes for us to make that shit happen? Ain't nobody on our blocks, let's say on my block, and we know that homeless nigga is there, ain't nobody caring about that nigga. We treating that nigga, he's a fucking stray dog. So, like, the mentality to treat something like the homelessness issue starts with everybody.
But
they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna solve the answer.
I'm just saying because I'm just saying where, like, it's like if like Australia, right? They did this shit in Australia where they had too many frogs or some shit like that. Yeah. So they had too many snakes, so they brought over mongooses. Yeah. They had too many mongooses, so they brought over hawks. And it's like, and by the end of the day, look at Australia now. Yeah. It just has a whole bunch of animals that are not native to there. They're fucking dangerous as fuck and predators because they just found out like you're putting a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound, or more than likely. Mm-hmm. You ever seen that scene in Ricky Bobby where that nigga thought he was paralyzed? And he had the knife in his lap.
You want to see what my life is like?
And they said, oh, like, we're going to use another knife to dig out the knife. And that was a joke. That was a fucking joke. We laughed at that because it's all like, nigga, don't stick another knife in there. Exactly. And it's exactly what they're doing with displacing the homeless.
Look, I'm with you, man. I don't agree how they're going about it. But honestly...
Now that nigga really gonna be on my stoop, like nigga, my shit got torn down.
I mean, no, he's not. If you come out, nigga, that nigga know not to be on your stoop. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. We're gonna keep it moving.
We're gonna keep it moving because we can't solve
Mayor Eric Adams, man, get your shit straight, bro.
Hey, yo, I sound mad Latina, right? Hey, yo, Major Eric Adams.
Hey.
Mira, coño.
Hey, yo.
Get your shit together, Bobby. Yo, do you really want to dissect this slap real quick, or you want to?
Yeah, I mean, we could. Yeah, let's get into that.
All right, cool. All right, we got to, right?
Because the question is, did Will Smith go too far or not far enough?
Yeah, he went too far. All right.
Also, before we go into this, let's not be rude in regards to respecting people's perspective, because we don't want to sit here and be like, I'm part of the peanut gallery and be like, if that was me, I would have. Like, nigga.
Oh, yeah,
like,
and in the same vein, we're not going to say, whatever, if that was somebody else.
Yeah,
But you know what?
but
if it was somebody else.
But we gonna touch on
But
that
if
though.
it was
We
somebody
are
else.
gonna touch on that though. But
I
that's
feel
not where
like-
we coming from. But yeah, go ahead.
I feel when you're in a professional setting
Yeah.
and you know someone's out there doing the job,
Hold on. Before you start, right or wrong? Was he
Well-
right or wrong? You say yeah, he went too far, right?
he went too far.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he went
go
too
ahead.
far.
Go ahead.
He
My
went too
bad.
far.
My bad. Go
You
ahead.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can make the case for whatever because
Yeah.
you know it's whatever. But Chris is a friend for decades, bro.
Yeah,
Worked
yeah.
with each other since the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, since forever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
The episode where he cross-dressed.
you get what I'm saying? Y'all know this
That's
man.
probably why he slapped him. Some things probably went down that night that he ain't
Y'all know
like.
this man. Y'all know this
They
man.
have to do shit to get into character.
Y'all know this man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
I'm
know
joking.
him. That's your boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lord
Right.
knows how many vacations and shit that was chilling together and all
Yeah,
that. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
okay,
So
yeah.
you got up there and you said, shit, I'm up here. You looked at the homie and he said, shit, I got to do something now.
Yeah, you think so?
he reacted.
By the way,
Yeah.
he marched up there.
Look at his body. It was never a commitment. Me, if I ever slap somebody, it's a commitment. Like, nah, I'm gonna smack this shit.
He looked like he
It's
was.
gonna
He
go
looked
walking,
like he
woo,
looked
woo.
like he was walking and thinking.
Yeah.
He looked like he was like he
Yeah.
was walking and he was kind of thinking about it, and then he was like,
Yeah.
he's like, you know what?
I'm already here. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
he was like 3 steps away. He's like, I gotta smack this
Fuck
nigga.
it.
I'm
You know
just
what?
smack
I'm
him.
gonna just smack him. Fuck it. I'm winning the Oscar tonight, nigga. Ha, hold that. You know what
And
I'm
then
saying?
turned his back.
But you know what I'm saying? Put the other perspective. If you're Chris Rock, you're doing the job, and some niggas just feel like he can come up and smack you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think he should have just swung at this nigga Will back.
I mean, we
because-
could just fuck you up.
You know what I mean? Because like, ain't nobody hitting me while I'm working, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Oh, hell no.
Everything go out the window.
Yeah, my nigga. You know how many times?
You know
You know
what I
how many
mean?
times I got my order wrong at a fast food joint? I ain't gonna like run back there and slap the nigga.
Where I spazzed out at. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith thought that, Chris Rock is the nigga that you could do that to, so he did it.
That nigga the stealer. This
So, all right.
Go
Two
ahead,
things,
go
right?
ahead,
Two
go
things.
ahead,
Two
go ahead.
things. Oscar So White, everybody boycotted. They didn't want to go. Chris Rock still went and performed or whatever, and he slighted Jada, right? Boom.
Yeah.
2022, we here now. He's like, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah, you talking about the
He said, yo,
incident
you know what? I'm here.
2016.
He said, I'm here. You know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to be pussy and not say something. I'm going to say something. But I'm going to say something light. And he said something light.
That
You know
was
what I
very light, by the way.
It's super light. You
Wild
know?
light.
Super light.
Also, just in case for you guys who may not be educated on this, it's probably hard not to because there's dozens of
At this
artists.
point, right?
But 2016, Chris Rock, he made a joke because Will and Jada were boycotting the Oscars because of their
There was no black representation in the
there was
Oscars
no,
that year.
And he made a joke. He said, like you saying you not going is like, he's basically
You
trying to
wasn't
call it-
invited anyway.
Yeah,
That's what he
you
said.
weren't nominated. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
so you're
like,
not coming anyway.
You're gonna
You know what I mean?
you gonna boycott something where they ain't even fucking with you. That's like, and it was a joke because
So
it was
as a comedian.
because it was a hot button issue at the time. It's not like no one cared that Will and Jada weren't going. They publicized their disdain. They publicized
Disdain
their
is bad.
they publicized their boycotting. It was highly publicized. So him as a comedian is saying something about it, which that's what you do. You poke fun of current events.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
I think he did go too far.
Yeah.
There's so much to unpack with this.
There is so much, but we're going to try not to go too crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it as if it was me or if it was you, what would you do if it was you? And that's your shorty.
If it was me,
And that's your shorty.
if it was me,
That's your wife. I'm sorry. They'll
if
be
it was
offended
me,
if I say shorty. That's your wife.
I would have caused a slight disruption.
Like, what does that mean, though? Like smacking somebody?
So you don't have to post shit. No, because they ain't nothing slight about that. Mm-hmm. he would feel slighted afterwards, but he's not slighted about that. Because what he did afterwards, where he was all like, yo, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I would have did something akin to that.
Okay.
I would have made it known. Like, I would have been like, even if I would have walked up there, even if like I would have gotten like the battery in my back off of looking at her and seeing how hurt she was.
She wasn't hurt.
Or like how pissed she was.
She was annoyed. She just rolled her eyes.
Annoyed, like,
She
yeah.
rolled her eyes.
I mean, let's be honest,
She just rolled
because
her eyes, bro.
I'm looking at the footage and she rolled her eyes. But still, you know, the
After
shit
you
that
laughed, though.
the shit that after, ooh, let's not
After
even
you
talk about
laughed.
that.
'Cause you were
Listen,
like, oh,
we ain't gonna get to that yet.
Chris is stupid. Oh, shit, Jade is mad.
Because that's some shit that
Uh-oh,
I'm
my
not even
gears
gonna
are turning
front.
now.
I'm not even gonna front. That's some shit that I would probably do, like depending on if we're all in the manner of taking a joke. Because peep where we're at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
The host
It's gonna joke on you.
in his job description. Like, it's almost in his job description. Why? And people need to understand this. Why is this nigga ribbing you? Because you're affluent people gathering around, and people have brought this up online, like everything. Like, I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote an open letter in which he brought up this very same phenomenon, this very same thing that's happening. And with your affluent people gathering around in a circle jerk, coming on each other's faces and being like, you're great, no, you're great, and giving each other awards for it. And we're sitting there as poor people looking at you and looking at the stars and the celebrities and the dresses that cost more than a decade of my rent. and we're sitting there and we're all like, yeah, wow. And we're living vicariously through you. We're escaping through the whole thing. We're doing all of this. And it feels...
That's a lot.
And
That's a lot.
Yeah, and it
No,
feels...
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that when I watch the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
know,
don't
they
think
got a couple of white guys who would probably disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't think
They'll probably be like, I'm looking at Jordan, I'm be like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, but wishing and then like lamenting about
Yeah.
more. And I'm like,
But there's a certain, you know, there's a certain amount of like, you know, like admiration that comes along with being a spectator in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's in there, and sometimes, we want to watch you get taken down a couple notches. Like, you know, like he even made it, you know, he joked around about Will Smith taking $20 million for Wild Wild West when he did that, if I'm not mistaken, that 2016 joke with Jada. He wasn't even just going in on Jada. Because people are even bringing that up. Like, oh, yeah, he's been coming at Jada for a long time. If you look at the clip, he actually said something about Will Smith, too.
Jada, though. He didn't diss Will while he was up there. He dissed Jada.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's another layer that people brought up. So why is he always why is he talking about the black woman?
Because he went from
woman?
Javier Bardem or whatever that nigga's name is, the No Country for Old Men villainous ass nigga, to with Penelope Cruz, his wife, and was all like,
what did he
y'all
say?
in competition.
Because if she don't win. Right? So he immediately said that she wasn't winning.
And the only thing...
he immediately said that the woman ain't going to win.
And here was... I don't want to get away too much from what I would do, which is your initial question. Like, you know, when he went to Jada, he went off of appearance.
Yeah.
She's wearing green.
Yes.
She's a sculpted woman. She has a bald head. She's wearing green, a military-affiliated color.
Yeah.
And she goes... G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
He goes, Jane. I heard an old school comic on Comedy Hype. Shout out to Comedy Hype. They're very dope. Old school Jane. He said, imagine if she would have took that joke, and then someone in a boardroom, in a Hollywood boardroom, was all like, you know what? Like,
yeah, let's make G.I. Jane
let's
too.
play hypothetical. Would you take that check, or would you be like, no, my alopecia don't like, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. What is you doing?
Yeah, you bitch.
My nigga. He said G.I. Jane 2. And people try to act like he was further antagonizing the shit by saying like, oh, come on, that was a good one. He's registering her reaction and he's trying to like convince her like, hey, come on, that was like,
he was just telling
that was
her,
like a little,
he was telling her, It's me, baby.
Like,
it's
you know,
me, baby.
come on,
Chill.
that
It's me.
was
It's
a nice
Chris.
one. That
It's
was a
Chris.
nice
It's
one.
Chris. It's
that
Chris.
was a nice
We
one.
joking.
And like,
Yeah.
you know, and like, you know, again, I'll just go back to your question, just not to get too much all over the place. I would have laughed a lot. I would have saw that shit. And I don't know. I would have been like, yo, nah, bro. I'm like, nah, you know,
Shut
nah.
the fuck up.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Like, you know, like, and you would have heard me, and it would have been a little ghetto, but you know, like, I'm not running up there because that's something that, first of all, I would have to be Kanye, VMAs, zigzags, cutting my hair, Henny bottle in hand for me to just run up and be like, and smack this nigga. Like, yo, my nigga, you know how much of a bag you fuck? Like, yo, my nigga, you know how, like.
You think Will Smith fucked up a bag with that?
What, like, no, like, you don't know how that could have went. If you would have smacked the wrong nigga, you know where that could have went?
But that's where I come in. That's where I'm like, nah, it's wrong because you know you could have gotten away with that to that nigga, son. It wasn't like a real thing where, like, I'm not gonna say it's not a real thing because it was real for him, whatever. If it is or it isn't, but if it's my, like, all right, me and you, right?
Yeah.
If I'm up there talking, I talk about you and shit, I talk about whatever, right? And I'm, yo, bro, look, come on, it's like, chill. You gonna come up and smack me, my nigga? Like, come on, we know each other. Like, what's up? First of all, we be fighting because,
First of all, if I walk up there, if I walked up there, like, let's just say I was already up there.
I would have punched you first.
I would have leaned into Chris's face. I would have leaned in on Chris, and I would have been like, yo, you need to apologize right now.
Yeah.
I would have been like, apologize to my wife right now.
Yeah.
Like, and even if I didn't lean up, if he seemed like he wasn't doing shit, I would have been like, apologize to my wife right now.
Yeah.
To assault him, I would probably.
I don't like that word assault. I don't like that word assault. I don't like that word assault.
I don't want to use that because that's a triggered ass white word. But
exactly.
But come on.
That's some shit to demonize us.
I'm talking.
Oh, he assaulted.
That's
Nigga,
true.
no, he
But
didn't.
I'm
He
also,
just smacked this nigga.
I'm also talking
you
like
at the barbecue.
Yeah, and I'm talking
at the
like
barbecue,
I'm
my
talking
nigga.
like a
Niggas
person.
get smacked at the barbecue.
I'm talking like a person. The reason. Yeah. The reason I use the word assault because I'm dealing in the realm of being rich. Like, we poor. So, like, that ain't assault to us. That's literally just, like, running up and you overcheck the nigga. Or you check the
when I'm
period,
rich,
actually.
a smack ain't assault, nigga.
You just, like, my nigga, I got.
Yeah, you will pay for
my
that.
Nigga,
You will pay for that. Yeah,
I could actually assault you and I won't call it assault. Like, my ass won't call it assault. Like, but, like, for me to go up and do that, I would have to think. Like, I would have to be keyed up, all this shit. Like, for me not to, like,
Which you will be. Which you will be.
I'd have to have an 8-ball. I have to have like an 8-ball in my pocket. Yo, my nigga, what the fuck is we talking about? I'd have to have like an 8-ball in my lapel. I'd have to have an 8-ball in my lapel. My nigga, I'd probably have like the little shit, like in between breaks. I'd be like this. Now, I'm sitting there with Evan on the table, like,
oh my God.
And I'm all like, what did he say? And I'm like, get up. No, my nigga, because, I'm thinking about these checks, my nigga. I'm thinking about these checks. If I'm a grown-ass man like Will Smith, a lot of things are running through my head. I'm all like, you could run up there.
All through their head. They put their whole life on that red table.
Yeah.
They do that whole red table talk. They put their whole life on that. Why you mad? So
Nah.
I talk about the same shit.
Yo, honestly, you know what my biggest beef out of everything is, to be honest with y'all? That shit happened, all right, cool, whatever. Yo, Jada didn't say, yo, I felt a certain way and Will handled it how he did for me. That the fuck is all she had to fucking say.
Yo.
Instead of like, oh, well,
Yo.
healing needs to...
Nah,
Nigga, get
yo.
the fuck
My nigga, you know what? You know what?
Nigga, get
You know
the
what?
fuck out of here, bro.
Buster, let me say
Yo,
this.
I went out my way for
Let me
you,
say
and
this.
you gonna leave me out there. You
Before-
left that nigga again.
Before
Son, get
we
the fuck outta
get
here.
into that, right? Before we get into that, because now we're reaching Jada, because and like the only crime really is that is this fucking passe ass reference of G.I. Jane. That's the only fucking crime here.
I know, my nigga,
Like,
but he jumped out the window, right?
Yo, my
Son,
nigga.
where is the backing?
Yo.
He did that. Yes,
Mustard.
I was upset. He saw I was upset. That's how I reacted. That's my nigga.
yeah.
I'm with him.
You saw that.
It wasn't that
You
at
saw that.
all,
You saw
bro.
that. You saw that post-Oscar photo with the whole family. They were sitting there looking like some Batman villains. That shit looked crazy.
Yes. But you know what I'm
Niggas
saying? Like,
looking
if you do
villains.
something and you out there for your wife and your wife don't back you,
Yo, my
it didn't
nigga,
feel like she backed
do
you.
not run up on smack somebody doing their job.
My nigga.
That shit is whack.
Yes,
That's just whack.
100% correct.
You're
But-
supposed to
but-
roast. You're supposed to roast the guests there.
But-
watch the Oscars.
Yes.
Somebody.
No,
And they got-
100%.
They got
But-
They got a lot of people of color too.
Yes.
Because we're talking about, and then we're gonna bleed into
You know,
this
we're going to
too.
get patted down every time we go
We're
now.
gonna bleed
Once I get my award, I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
get
bleed
patted
into
down.
this
Oh,
because the
shit.
next question I want to ask is, what does protecting black women or women of color, or specifically black women, look like? Because they got a lot of people of color, when they're talking about this incident, they don't watch the Oscars. It is the job. It is the host. It's in, and I'm not, and I don't want to be repetitive, but the host, he goes, "Hey, boom, boom, boom,"
Yes.
makes the joke,
Yes.
pokes fun at you.
Will was wrong, bro.
So what does
Will was wrong.
as a black man, as a man of color?
Yeah.
What does and sadly we do not have any women of color in the building today. You know, like things happen. You know, scheduling conflicts, but we here.
You don't gotta
we're gonna
excuse it.
we're gonna talk from our perspective. You know, because if you check our last episode, we very much spoke about allyship, and we had women here, and they actually, you know, said their part.
Yo,
but
there's no
as a black man, as a man
as
of
a
color,
black man, as a man of
what
color,
does
as an Afro
protecting a
Latino,
woman of color look like to you?
there's no one size fits all for that.
There isn't.
I can't give you one answer, and that's going to be the blanket answer for everything, because how everything is set
So
up
sometimes
is going to be
sometimes a nigga
situational.
might need to catch an eye jammy. Sometimes it might just
Yeah,
need a
there's gonna be a time.
talking
Yo, there's, you know, knowing me, nigga. You know, my first instinct is, all right, so we gonna ride. What's up? You know what I mean?
I don't believe I asked the question back to you. Did I?
What?
Did I ask the question to you?
What question?
What you would have done?
What I would have done?
Yeah, I don't think that question.
No, I don't think you asked me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wilded out in that environment.
What you, Moyram, Angel Espino would have done?
Damn, nigga, don't put my government out there.
Oh, my bad, yo, my bad. I just said angel because he's my angel.
Yo, son, for real?
He's my angel.
Man, yo, stop drinking.
He's my angel. He's my angel.
This nigga, son, for real.
He's
Yo,
my
if I
angel.
get my fucking Instagram hacked again,
Oh, dude, I
Nigga.
didn't even. I didn't.
nigga.
You know,
See,
I
you
just-
triggered me, bro.
You know, I always
You out here
thought-
giving the sauce. You gave up Switzerland. You giving me up. Hey, yo, we got a rat in the house. Yo, you see, I saw that funny colored hair, and I was like, something about this nigga,
Yeah,
yo.
that's why niggas stealing our ideas and shit. Like it's me.
All day, right?
Yeah, word.
You know what I mean? We're not gonna
Yeah,
talk
we ain't
about
even
that.
gonna say that.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Yeah, what you would have done?
That shit was so light that I would have not paid that nigga attention. I would have pulled him afterwards. And I would say, yo, my man, yo, son, put out a statement tomorrow and first off, you apologize to my wife right now and put out a statement tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because you're not a threat to me or us. You know what I mean? He wilded out to somebody that he could do that to.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think black women are justified because what
In what?
I've
In what?
been witnessing?
In what?
Okay, what I've been witnessing a majority of women of color
Yeah.
have been like, especially black women, it's all like we don't get stood up for. Like the point that has been not majority, because I don't want to say like who's.
Yeah, nigga, be careful.
Yeah. Gotta be careful. I would say that this point has been brought up. Black women often aren't protected,
Okay.
so it's good to finally see it in real time.
Okay. So black women have definitely been respected. They've been protected, right? Yo, so listen to the statement. Listen to me. Listen to me. In your 36 years of life, you ain't never protect your black woman?
Nah, I wouldn't,
Okay.
I wouldn't say no.
You've never protected your black woman in any way?
Like never? I mean...
I'm asking you. I'm not saying combative. I'm asking you.
No.
Have you
I'm trying to think.
Have you ever put yourself in a position that you have to protect your woman, your black woman that you have at home? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when things come up, like I
Yes,
need to...
so you have.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so they have been protected under you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Me personally, you know my story. Nigga, you safe on my fucking side.
But
I live by that shit.
but-
right? So listen. So look, because we're not gonna subscribe to what's trendy. We're not gonna subscribe to what's been happening.
You believe that black women not feeling protected is a trend?
No.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that it's not happening. It is happening. It wasn't happening to the capacity that they felt they needed it to happen, which is why we needed to revisit what we were doing, because we thought we were doing something. And they spoke up and they said, nah, niggas, y'all not. And that's when we had to respond and change our behavior.
Okay,
You feel me?
Okay.
Like I just want to take it all from the beginning, because it's like there's a lot of us out here doing what we have to do, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, I
feel me?
I feel what you're saying, but I just disagree a little bit, because
Okay.
I believe that there's actual statistical facts and like things that we can go off of, in which black women not being protected and duly invisible is a very much legit, valid thing.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying that that's not a thing.
And then where men have not statistically, and then even
So do
like
you hear
we can
the
see it.
extremes of language, right? Men have not, right? There's a certain percentage of men that have not, but we're not talking about the men that have.
A large
Right,
percentage
the
of
men that have are not being considered in that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
That's
you
because,
feel me? So that's where I'm coming from, because I'm a man that has.
Well, yeah, because
You know what I mean?
that's also
You know what I
because
mean?
that's also because there's a disconnect that's also happened too.
Of course.
Through the crime bill, through men being incarcerated, like it's going out of style, from like a lot of systematic things in place that has
and what's the other
broken
side
up,
of that coin?
that has broken
That
up the
they
black
couldn't.
family. Huh?
Right? So the other side of the coin that you just brought up is
Well,
that
yeah,
they couldn't.
because I said have not, which means the result.
Yes.
But
because
there's
you're
definitely-
literally
but
being taken away.
What I also wanted.
No one's seeing that it's a cause and effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's
this
the
is
thing.
by
No
design.
one protected
Yeah.
black men.
Yeah, exactly.
Which they still don't.
because this is not by
Because
choice.
we got to go up and slap people at award shows
Also,
to get validated. Right?
also, let's put this. Yeah,
feel me? Exactly, and that's by design.
Also, let's put this out there.
So what's the internal
Exactly.
conversation that we need to have?
Exactly. Because let's also put this out there. Let's put this out
Let's
there.
go, Scramz.
Yeah. Let's put this out there that black men, the lack of protection when it comes to black women, especially in regards to black men, it has not been by choice. It's not always been by choice. I feel like that's something that we do need to put on the table.
Say it again. Come again.
One time for the people in the back.
One time for my people in the back.
One time for the people in the back. But yeah, I mean, and so just to answer the question also in regards to what I feel protection looks like in black women, it's standing up for them, like having my back.
Yeah.
Is having my back even when my back is turned. Like that kind of
100% when I'm
that
not
too.
around.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Standing up for black women in a way where even in the way we interact with them, and like, not over sexualizing them in a certain kind of way, even though, they be looking good. There's nuances with that. There's nuances with that we have to be
So
very.
you're talking about what does protected black women look like for you?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. And it's on many different levels. You know, there is. I heard one woman bring up, even in an instance where you see a black woman or a woman of color arguing with a man, sometimes, and I've even actually seen this as a black male, as a man of color. I've seen other men kind of just stand to the side.
Yeah,
and
you
just,
leave that alone.
And like, no,
Yeah,
you should be
no,
like,
no, a lot, yeah,
and sometimes these niggas be wigging, and you be like, yo, don't
Yeah.
call her out her name.
Yeah,
Like, yo, chill, bro.
It's a double
Like,
edged sword.
Make her feel like she's protected, like she's backed up.
Facts.
Because if this nigga decides to spaz and twin, I've seen this shit so many times. Niggas just standing around and a woman of color attempting to protect herself from another male who is either taking out trauma on her or overreacting
lashing out,
or
his
lashing out or
insecurity,
doing, and we're
drunk,
just sitting there.
Yeah.
We just sitting there like, well, yo, they crazy. Like, yo, I don't even know why he arguing with her. Like, no, when you're supposed to be like, yo, brother, like, yo, chill,
Relax,
chill,
yeah.
like, relax. Like,
That's a real thing. That's a
you
real
know?
theme.
That's a real thing.
I grew up in the 90s. So I don't know where y'all grew up either. Like, you feel me? But
Yeah.
Same era.
how many niggas
Yeah.
died just for calling women bitches in the 90s?
That's a fact.
So how many of them niggas you think either died in return or went to jail?
That's true.
Protecting
Or
black women.
that's true.
That's true.
Or
But also
ready,
we
ready?
grew up.
So
Go ahead, Mike.
someone
Go
wants
ahead.
that's happening. Couples quarrel happening.
That's the thing.
Ready?
That-
You
couple-
interject. You
like,
you
yeah.
interject.
Yeah.
And what happens?
Because there's a
She's
difference
right
between a
back on
couple
this
quarreling.
motherfucker, yo.
Yeah.
Right? Me and the homies don't beat up this fucking nigga because he want to act stupid with shorty, and then
That's
she
true.
right back with this nigga.
That's true. But we can also
What are you
say
telling
this.
us?
We can also say this. Growing up
What are
in
you
the
telling
90s.
us?
Growing up in the 90s.
Well, give me a second.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we left off.
But even after everything, right? Even after everything, she didn't
just
say,
for-
"Yo, he
yeah.
did this for me."
Hold on.
feel me? That's huge.
Yo,
That's
Moy,
huge.
just for editing purposes, we left off at culture where we grew up, protecting black women, like what you get, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's because Scramz was like grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if Scramz is going to include that in the edit.
I mean,
Because we can make a point of
it.
it.
How you like it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, all right. Levels is good.
My levels. Yeah. So
All right.
we gotta get on the episode because
What you said, what?
everybody clearly triggered right now.
All right, everybody, that's crazy. Yo, I think this is the most yelling we've been doing.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
told
we
you we
on?
wasn't gonna agree today. That's why it's good.
Yeah. We on? We good?
Yeah.
We good? Red light? All right.
This is probably the living we got a
Yeah, word. Yeah.
gotta be a balcony.
Oh man.
But yeah. So yeah, the protection of black women. That's what it looks like to me. Like in that situation, especially, but just in general, ideologically protecting black women. On the spot protecting black women, like, and we're not just talking about like getting mixed up in lovers quarrels or something, like it's like different shit. Like, you know, if you're a homeboy, if you're being aggressive, like, and you're trying to catcall a woman, or you're trying to bring something home, as we call it, like, you know, and if he's doing certain things, like, you should be like, yo, chill. Like, you know, if like if she walk away, she'd be like, nigga, I don't want to deal with you. You'd be like, yeah, fuck you ugly bitch. You'd be like, yo, chill. Like, you don't gotta do all that. Like, you know, like, because then she feels like, because she just had a man just call out her name simply because she's like, nah. Like,
But even if you do that though, she's just like, these niggas on the corner is wilding. She's not saying, oh, somebody stood up for me. It's all about perspective.
yeah, because
You know what I'm saying? But you have to do the right thing when
Because you
no
don't want
one
a
is
cookie.
looking.
Yeah,
and to me,
exactly.
that's everything.
Exactly.
You gotta do the right thing when no one is fucking looking. That's the most
Exactly.
important shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Everybody wants the Instagram prop shit. Yo, look, I'm helping somebody out.
Exactly.
Nah, nigga, when no one's looking, that's when the real work gets done.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's you know, like, we're redefining it and we're finding out
Yeah.
what we need to do.
But
as
that
men.
that type of toxic masculine shit, like where you just get up and you have a woman put a battery in your back like that, and I don't mean to
Is
say
that
a
toxic?
woman
Is
put,
that toxic masculine when a woman put the battery in your back?
I don't want
like
to
you
say,
just gave us the formula.
Maybe
right? That's
maybe
not toxic masculine.
maybe I should
right?
yeah maybe I should like walk that back a little bit,
Please.
because yeah. Oh, I'm gonna walk with me.
I'm with you. I'm here.
backwards.
Back and
Shout out
forward.
shout out to
back,
Cheek Loose.
Back and forward. There we go.
Yo, why did fucking Macy Gray sing that? Yeah, I feel like Macy Gray would have
she
been
would've killed
bomb on that.
Hot
fucking.
course with the land of the Lord.
You God had a dope verse on that. I like you God.
I'm the nigga with the golden arm.
But we digress, or should I say woogress? But yeah, and when I say battery in the back, because we honestly we can't, and this is why I said, like, when we speak about it, we can't act like we know shit. Like, you know, respecting boundaries of perspective and also experiencing exactly what happened. She might have gave him a look, or she might have, like, who knows? Who knows? I won't even say that she put the battery in his back, but I will say this. And this is something that the comedian said, like, when I was like, and it's something that I noticed, and I even thought myself. It's not something that I'm just parroting. Yeah. Like, it's been like, yo, don't do that. Yo. No, you gonna fuck a lot of bags up. Don't do that. Like, not right here.
Yeah.
You could get him some other time. And I've had disrespect or like shit that went down that wasn't exactly savory between I or the woman I was with. And I could have been like, I'm from Soundview. You know, like, nah, nigga, we good. Like, we good. Like,
Yo,
we
shout out my Southview niggas, though.
Shout out my Southview niggas. Yo, Story
my
Ave,
Southview
St.
niggas. Yeah, I
Ave,
know what
the
it is,
Ford,
baby.
the Ford, the Deuce, Bronxdale, all that good shit.
Yeah, I know what it is.
But yeah, like a woman that like, and I don't know, like, I don't know if she tried to say, like, I don't know if she was in shock her damn self. Like, but.
Maybe. But that's also, right, my second layer to it is like, after everything is said and done, it wasn't like, yo, I got you, Will. It was just like, well, we all gotta heal. Nigga.
And listen, like, because
that's crazy.
because we are two men of color. I get it. You speaking about a black woman and her appearance, that's a very touchy subject these days. We could take it all the way back to Venus Hottentot. We could get it all. We could go.
Okay.
We could go Sarah Bartman. We could go Lena Horne colorism. Shout out to Dorothy Dandridge. We could do a whole bunch of shit. We could go to Anita Hill, not believing black women. We could do a whole bunch of shit. But my dude, not for a G.I. Jane joke.
That's a fact.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a fact. Let's dead that because I'm tired of talking about this fucking smack. You know what I mean?
Like, but yeah.
End of the day, he thought Chris was pussy and he hit him. He wasn't supposed to do that shit. You know better than that. You don't get no stripes.
Like my nigga, like he could have like fucked up so many bags with that shit, and we don't know. We haven't even seen the fallout of that yet.
But the best.
But we do know that Chris Rock has gotten.
He's up.
Has gotten more ticket sales.
Also,
in one night than he's gotten in the whole month.
Yeah, but that's
Isn't
also
it ironic that the shit's called ego death?
No, I just don't want black people to think that they got to get hit to get a bag. That's not the image,
that's true.
And that's not the message that I want to receive.
Also, I'm sorry, and that's whole like,
no way,
and first of all, keeping it black is not keeping it violent. I know a lot of media outlets.
Please, man, please.
Yeah, I know a lot of media outlets are saying this, and like they haven't even like even somebody said, oh yeah, Questlove winning the Oscar for best documentary, and Will Smith running up and smacking a nigga is the most Philly thing. Don't equate violence with our culture, being black, being from Philly, or like doing like no.
Especially now that we have oppressors. Like no, we are not the barometer of violence. It was something that was brought onto us and taught to us, and we gotta fucking wear the bane and that shit.
All right.
Get the fuck out of
So
anyway, let's move forward, man.
you know, like, all right, outside of because we spoke about Jada, right? Mm-hmm. We spoke about what Will did was wrong. Mm-hmm. We even spoke a little bit about Jada without villainizing her, or especially when she was the DK victim. I don't mean to say that.
Nah, nigga, I'm here for the DK.
When she felt offended by a joke, she felt victimized by a joke. I'm not gonna say DK because that means that you like, oh please, like no, we ain't gonna
exactly
do that.
What that is, nigga.
We ain't gonna do that. Oh, you DK her over like we're not gonna do
South
that.
Bronx is showing.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. But what about the trauma in these two black men in which because like to speak about Will's trauma, we're gonna get to that. Like actually let's hit that first.
Let's not
do you
want to
hit that first?
Nah, let's not talk about Will's trauma. Let's talk about
because I want to go to Chris's.
Nah, I don't want to go to none of this shit, man. Let's go to the theme of everything. It's because this is like the perfect example of people acting like they're getting triggered.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's become the new, like, you know what I mean? Oh, my excuse to act out is because of this. Or my excuse to react to how I react is because of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, like, I'm all... Because that brings us to the theme of this episode. Yeah. As you can see, this episode is called Triggered Happy, not Trigger Happy, but Triggered Happy, and we actually came up with the basis of this episode before this even happened. But it's a lot of trigger culture because we've discussed cancer culture, and cancer culture, but. There's another component to that. Yeah. Because the cause and effect and the effect and the causes and all that. Triggered culture, like what's triggering?
The causes, the effect.
Don't do that because you know how much I get those fucking Cosby comparisons. I don't like that. I feel triggered by that.
I did my job.
But yeah, and I'm all for respecting boundaries, microaggressions, things like that. As a black man, as a person of color, there's a lot of things that trigger me down from white iconography, from looking up and seeing names of streets and being like, okay, like you speak so well.
You must be one of us.
All of it is a bullshit. Like people raising an eyebrow when I bring up shit that sounds academic.
Yeah. Is that a trigger for you?
Like they'd be like, oh yeah.
I feel like that term is used so loosely. Like the origins of that word are like rooted in post-traumatic stress.
Post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, they're rooted in PTSD. Like for you to be triggered, you've had to have had something traumatic happen to it. So like the fact that people use it interjectionally for like minor shit. It's like no, like you're using that word wrong, and you're
like buzzword.
Yeah, exactly, and that happens. Like healing. Healing is another buzzword. They tell you that you got to heal, but they don't tell you how. They don't tell you what comes with it. They don't tell you like what you go through.
They're like, sending out healing energy.
Oh, you're healing. Oh no, we should heal.
Healing
the fuck does that mean, bitch? I don't know you.
Yeah. Although, what does healing look like for you versus what does healing look like for me?
We are a very triggered-based society because there's a lot of these words that people want to use and just make a whole ideology out of it.
So let's get to the first really talking point of this. It's like the groups of triggered people.
Okay.
I feel like there are groups that are more triggered than others. rightfully so, or by via buzzword,
I don't think
it being
I don't
in
think those.
vogue,
No,
or
I don't agree with. There are groups that are easily more triggered. We have that. I don't know how deep you want to get in this pocket. You want to get canceled tonight or no?
I'm always down.
You feel me, Scramz?
No, I'm always down for a good
You know what I'm saying?
canceling.
Because there's people that hijacked what triggered is and what that looks like. You know what I mean? In our everyday that we could just point out. Right?
I mean, triggering the actual meaning.
Exactly.
I mean, hijacking the actual
Oh wait, you're
meaning.
saying this? That means that we're all on you.
Yeah.
We just saw Dave Chappelle go through it. Not to say that that's one of the groups that I really care about,
yeah.
but you know what I'm saying?
But do you feel like there are groups these days that are more triggered than others?
100% there are.
Which ones?
100%. Oh wow, we jumping out the window?
Let's do it.
The Hasidic community, the Jewish community.
Yeah,
You say anything.
Did you purposefully kind of say that a little bit?
No, I mean
I'm
we're
just
gonna be
joking.
gangster with it. We're gonna be gangster with it.
You
But
think so?
they have a monopoly on the word Hasidic.
Dude, my nigga, we ain't
does
even got
not
bought
mean
out
them.
yet. We supposed to come on. We love the Jews.
We do. Man, listen. They're my family, bro. They're my family.
Yeah.
They're my family. They're
But,
my family.
go ahead,
You know,
though.
they're
Go
a
ahead.
group that whenever something happens, they own it. Bam. Right? The LGBTQ community, when something happens, they own it. Bam. You know what I mean?
So you is that another one on your list, or
There's just what we see every day.
do you think this is something that, like, through actual valid trauma and experience? though?
Yes. I'm not invalidating their experience.
Okay, because
at
when you
all.
say that.
I'm not
so
invalidating
let me
their
let me
Not
say this.
invalidating.
Let me say this actually. Let me ask
Yo,
you
you mad
this.
pussy, nigga.
I'm mad.
It's culture people time. We're supposed to have conversations. And this nigga fucking about that.
So you said triggered. The word triggered is rooted in post-traumatic stress, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how could it be possible for somebody to do something to somebody and trigger a whole group of people?
Because okay, all right.
When you
so,
share the same experience.
because there's a such thing.
don't.
Yes, it.
You don't
there's
share
a-
the same experience as
You don't.
Chris Rock getting slapped when he got slapped.
You
You're
don't.
not
You don't.
sharing that
You
experience.
don't. But there is a certain thing as epigenetics. There is a certain thing as a collective insult.
I'm saying all
Because
these words. This
because-
is what happened. Society has got hijacked by fucking brainiacs. That one two tried to enlighten civilization or culture or whatever the fuck this is happening here, but you can't because this is complete chaos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's how
definitely
we live.
Murphy's
That's how we
law.
live. You
Definitely
can't
Murphy's
order
law.
to everything, bro.
You can't.
But what's it?
That's not the main element of life. I fuck with that.
Yeah, because and I will say this though. The reason why you can say something to a person and that group becomes triggered because sometimes you are a representation of your bigger group in regards to what you experience and also what you have put on you.
And that
So
also creates more triggers.
yeah, because
Like
I'll
you
even
said,
I'll even say this.
like
I'll even say this. I brought up speaking well, and so for if another black person is within earshot of me with like a group of white folks or like something like that, and I'm all like, yeah, blah, blah, colloquialisms, deliquesce, using like a whole bunch of like quotidian, and I'm using a whole bunch of fucking $100 words, or like, or I'm just expressing myself.
Your
in a-
MO. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Or like I'm just expressing myself in an intellectual way. And they're like, oh, God, you're just so well spoken. And this black person looks over and is like, oh, it wasn't said to them, but it was said to me because that's something that it's a stereotypical microaggression against.
Yeah. We're talking about groups. So Scans brought up a joint where like a group. So like we all colored here. Something happens to somebody colored. We all can relate to that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it affected the group.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It might not. It shouldn't trigger you.
Yeah, because it could
shouldn't trigger you because
post-traumatic stress
You get what I'm
disorder.
saying? Because it's different.
Yeah, exactly.
But we all can relate to we can all feel a way.
Yeah.
But triggered, nah. That's very, yeah.
I mean, well, I think that anything can be sometimes taken and pushed to like this exploitative realm.
So do you think that's an American norm? Because that seems to always happen, right? So we just we just watched the first historical what was Senator Brown, right? How everybody was just like on her shit because like they didn't feel like she was qualified to make history and be the first black woman in her position. And these motherfuckers just sat there and made her feel like she was inadequate or tried to because, she got her shit together. You know what I'm saying? They try to make her feel inadequate. Like how many women, black women, went to a job and had to deal with these round of interviews from white men to feel that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, son. You know what I'm saying? Johnny was an Uber driver today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Chief accounting officer had me driving back to the train station like I'm Muhammad.
And fucking just the same way Kanye had to hold those dinner plates in that fucking Mercedes-Benz van or whatever the fuck that shit was.
A splitter.
But I'll say this. I'll ask you this actually.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there are groups who claim this triggered state?
Answer your own question first because I answered the last one.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely.
You set me to the wolf, nigga.
I'll definitely. No,
I'm triggered now. This nigga set me up. I gotta speak because I know.
I'll definitely answer. Because like you gotta step.
Oh, so you gotta sidestep?
No, but no. Like, nah, we're not gonna. Ooh, watch the left.
This is culture.
Watch the left.
It's the right pile.
Watch the left. The laugh is going off. I'm telling you, just watch it. It's a lot of it. There's a lot of it.
You gotta talk over it.
There's a lot of it. I'm trying. There's a lot. All right. So, Buster, I'm gonna just say it. In regards to being over triggered, I'm sorry. Like sometimes I'll say just the culture of triggered people because I'll include black women in that.
Okay.
I'll include.
What do you include in black women in?
Because I feel like we all overlap into we all go into this space where we occupy that over triggered trend.
What groups are you talking about? Because we didn't hear the groups that you think.
With the Will and Jada slap shit.
Okay.
I've seen black women act over triggered about this shit. She's like, "Oh, black woman hair and it's alopecia." He's like, "My nigga, like he did that off of appearance. If you ever play the dozens, you snap, you go witty,
Yeah, but we're
you go
talking
for
about-
this.
Go ahead, groups.
If you go with Trent, I got you, bro. I got you, my brother.
If you
go with, don't look off camera. Look at me.
Nah, we're not.
Look
You
at
got
me.
sunglasses on. I'm not looking at you, nigga.
Yeah, it's right here. You gotta look.
Nah.
You gotta look.
Nah, Bob. I don't know that cute.
I'm not. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Trans, gays, white women. Oh my God.
That's the biggest group.
White women.
That's the biggest triggered group that I've ever seen in my life.
Validly. Actually, like now that we get into like walking that in instead of walking it back, like
Now we talking. Let's go.
dude,
Let's go.
White women, it just be a little bit too much. Like I'd be like, yo, chill out. Like it's like even Amy Schumer with that whole shit. Like she was all like, I'm sure I'm not. It's like, bitch, calm down. Like you lucky you're relevant right now. Like you're not even that funny. I mean, I'd smash, and I
Oh, we know you would.
and I think you've actually told plenty of funny jokes. But okay, I actually love the Amy Schumer show more than I love your actual stand-up. But yeah, I mean,
this nigga. Yeah.
I feel like because like to talk about triggered culture is also to talk about the precursor of cancel culture, which we already did the episode. Go and cop that. No. No, but for real, go back and watch the cancel culture episode. That shit is fire. And the trigger culture, we all kind of participate in that. Even black men are triggered.
Yeah.
Like if you talk about one thing that one black man did bad, believe me, 5 niggas gonna pop up and be like, "Now all niggas," like, he's like, "All right, we get it. We've been shitting on you guys for being bad dads and not being there. What's the difference between a black man and a park bench? A park bench could support a family of 4. We get it. There's whole fucking joke.
Did you really just get that joke off
There's whole shitty jokes based around it.
You know, you gave somebody ammo somewhere, right? I'm triggered that you did that.
There's whole things like, you know, like we can easily like participate in that, but like in like where we're at right now, it's the white women.
Opposite side of the coin, right?
Just to answer the question,
Yes.
like in terms of like a group that I feel is like really like
The most?
y'all doing it way too much. Like
Yeah.
white women.
Yeah, of course.
White women.
We saw the whole Karen wave finally get exposed.
And then also, I'm just going to throw white men in there too because them niggas is wild triggered. That shit is problematic.
Honestly, I don't even think they triggered. Honestly, I think that like white men specifically, they just know how to use language in a way that benefits them.
And white men have also put a system in place that protects them from their triggers anyway. So.
Yeah. So fuck them niggas, yo.
We're not allowed to go to certain restaurants because if we go to the bathroom at the same time, you don't want to be pressured to look over in the stall and compare the size of our dicks. So you be like, oh yeah, you can't come in here.
Yeah.
So now I could take a piss without insecurity. We got it.
I just think that
What do you think the most?
no, I
trigger?
mean I agree with you, bro. That's
Yeah, because I do believe
we're under their societal system. So it's like a lot of the things that we see, a lot of the things that are being like pushed on us, it's never been meant for us to really interact with because we don't fuck with it. It's just not what we deal on the day to day. So you're forced to like subscribe to a programming that's not yours.
What particular programming?
Everything.
Just to elaborate.
We're people of the land, and I gotta work a 9 to 5 to start on its most basic sense.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I live in a city instead of a village, nigga. Like,
I mean,
you
well,
feel me?
you know,
Like, yo, we could, you know, how
I hang out
go?
in the East Village. I'm just saying.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, with the white niggas.
Oh, there go that laugh.
I fell back from the mic.
I see you trying.
I give you the federal.
But no, like you know, yeah. But
What's
you know,
the false sense of conservatism that makes like things like these triggers happen? Because like people, oh well, they have a ground to say that they're triggered on, right? Because they have a sense of what they feel like they're living in, but these living conditions and environments aren't really as true as they want to say it is.
oh, so like false
Conservatism.
Oh, like,
we're conservative. We don't believe in this. We vote for that. But you know, we all know
like
the truth.
when you be like when niggas talk about I'm appalled by this violence. Meanwhile, like
Meanwhile, you benefited from a whole fucking lineage of
meanwhile,
niggas that
like,
raped us and killed us and
then,
sold us. Like,
and then also
come on.
our culture in America is violence. Like
Yeah,
all
the movies are gun-toting niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we give our kids.
Hijacked by the brainiacs, bro. Trying to civilize.
Oh, 100%.
And then also what?
It's either they're trying to make it civilized or they're trying to put you in a computer version of shit. So that you can just let off your aggression there.
Scramz. These are not brainiacs because what you're talking about is eruditism. You're talking about eruditism, like erudite. Like, no, it's shrewd niggas. It's shrewd.
You have to have a certain level of intelligence
to be shrewd.
To be able to like.
That's shrewdness. That's called shrewdness. That's called shrewdness.
I don't think you.
That's called being shrewd. Cause it's a difference. There's a difference. It's because it's shrewd niggas, and you know what? You know what?
The nerds are ruling. That's what you're saying.
You know what shrewd people do? You know what shrewd people do? They bring up fact.
They're a
Scram.
part of everything that's
Scram.
They're the part of everything that has happened.
Bust it. Listen, homie, because what you're talking about is very true. Because shrewd people, they bring up fact, and we learned about this shit in Berkeley.
Yeah,
like expertise,
shout out
power. They have different types of power. Expertise power, which backs up authoritative power. So these shrewd niggas, they bring up science. They bring up certain things, numbers, anything. Like they be like, oh, FDA approved. These niggas said it. Boom, boom, boom. Like, and and you'll be like, all right, cool. And like, so it must be true. Like, so it's not like they got a lot of brainiacs looking to fucking save the world. Sometimes if you would listen to them, but they don't have any type of media channels in which they would be like, yo, no. Like, but you got niggas cherry picking, you got shrewd niggas cherry picking shit that relates confirmation bias, numbers that are biased towards confirmation.
So how shrewd do you have to be to get everybody's information in the world to deliver them a package?
How shrewd do you have to be?
Do you think that's something that's like a shrewd thing, or do you think that that's a brainiac thing?
That's shrewd. The brainiac thing comes in regards to putting down the logistics, because if you look up Jeff Bezos' history, he probably don't know how to code, don't know how to even do the working systems. I'm just saying, maybe. And you could go for that for an example for somebody else, because to actually exercise that true power is employing and delegating certain people. Like, yo, this is what I want to do. Boom, get that nigga. He knows how to do HTML. He knows how to boom, boom, boom. He knows how to do this. Because as long as I got the evil plan, as long as I start, Lex Luthor was the fucking leader of fucking, Legion of Doom, my nigga. He had other niggas come in and do certain shit that he couldn't do.
Shrewd. That nigga was fucking a brainiac.
Brainiac himself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm also not trying to say
put himself in a body that he gets notarized.
Crane.
And everybody respected that nigga.
But I'm not trying to say
it starts here. I get what Scramz is saying.
Of course, because it's not like to be shrewd. It's also to be smart. But like the brainiacs, because it's like eruditism, like erudite, like it's like the smartest people should run shit. And these niggas brainiacs trying to run shit. Oh, I'm smarter, so I know, and I went to this college, and yeah. My nigga, we had a fucking president who was a fucking C average student. We had
But he's not running shit though. But he's not running shit though.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No.
Yeah, and who's the niggas behind him?
Yeah.
Exactly. And who's the nigga with the money? The nigga
and niggas with money. But you'd be surprised
the
how
smartest
niggas,
people got the bread, son.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a fact of life.
Because it also depends on what kind of smart you are. Because they got a lot of
I know. I'm not undermining the shrewd. There's a lot of shrewd niggas that really get to where they gotta get to.
I know you're not.
But the person that can't muscle up and can't do that is gonna think of a certain way so that he can be in that position.
My nigga. If I don't know how to do it, if I don't know how to do it,
You know what I mean?
If I
Shoot
don't
is
know-
clever. Let me trick you out of that. Let me trick you out of this.
Yeah.
Let me da-da-da-da.
Yeah. But also you're using
Brainiac is-
but you're using the word trick because being shrewd is not always involve trickery. It's being clever enough to utilize certain things to your advantage. So if I don't know how to do something,
Okay.
and I want to I want to get everybody's email, but I don't know all that calling I'll roll up, I'll be like, yo, I want this shit to happen. Boom, boom, boom. Like this is what I'm doing. Like I'll incorporate your skills and do what the fuck I'm doing. And without giving you any tricks at all. Like, I'll just be like, yo, I need to get everybody's email.
But the trick is to get everybody's email.
So
it's
I
not
need
how you get them. It's,
I need to get.
I got to get them.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't always involve like this, like trickery, which I just felt like when you use trickery, it means like dishonesty.
I mean, so
you can clear that up.
Yeah, no, trickery doesn't always mean dishonesty.
Okay.
But right, you gotta subscribe
Kind of a
to
pejorative.
something. You gotta subscribe to something eventually, right? Because like Jeff Bezos, right? He has all our information, right? He wasn't necessarily dishonest, but the nigga made it. Yo, you want a package, right? Like you want what you want right away, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta come to death row, nigga.
because that I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, but that's when they had like a whole fucking South Park episode in which they talk about reading the fucking claims on the shit, and then all of a sudden this nigga signed his life away because a lot of niggas don't read the claims, like when they be like terms and conditions. Terms and conditions, like it'd be like, oh yeah,
I got a new phone and the Jay-Z album was there.
Whatever, or like. Yeah.
Right now, niggas is selling you a
gotcha.
heaven, right? Yo, go to the metaverse. This place is lit.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to be is there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Stop trying to be something in reality.
exactly. Yo, life is whack, right? Yo, plug in, nigga. You the man here. You got crypto here. You got this here. You know. So, when you subscribe to a sense of false conservatism, like we have in the United States, your values are kind of like a little bit all over the place. And people that don't question that, then they find themselves all over the place, and then they find themselves in different forms of conflict because it wasn't a plan that was already solid to be under. You know, because you live in a place where everyone acts like it's supposed to be a certain way, but yet, violent video games, violent movies, sex,
so being
is top-notch. Alcohol
delusional
is
denial, delusion and denial.
You're basically being.
That's what you mean by false conservatism, but like delusion and denial. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, 100%. False denial. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack, man. And we're learning about it every single day, and we're being bombarded, you know what I'm saying, with different messages every day.
Exactly.
You know, the algorithm is the best / worst thing to ever happen to what we do digitally.
Hell yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And they try to put it on you.
So,
no, this is what you like.
Yeah.
This is what you want.
I mean,
this is what you like.
It's all about selling, baby. It's all about selling, baby.
I like women, so all the women I'm wrong for this shit now.
Word. Shout out to the sundress. It's coming soon.
Yo, I'm getting all y'all.
So how do we find the middle ground in so-called triggered and cancel culture? How do we find the middle ground in regards to that? How do we validate but also keep oversensitivity in check?
So, wow. That's a good question. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a work in progress, but I think, right, so you have to go back to what your family values are. Because at the core, that's who you will always be as a person. That's your foundation, how I present myself to the world. And now, if I'm being fed messages that
your
don't...
nurture versus your nature.
Because
Or-
because the nature now is not nature.
I mean, like, you know, like.
But like, think about it.
Ooh,
Think about it. You feel me?
Ooh,
That's hot.
Ooh, that's hot. I need a cigarette.
You feel me?
I need a cigarette. That go hard. That go hard.
She was
hold
hard,
on.
cuz.
She was hard, cuz.
That's the truth, though.
But yeah.
That's the truth. Your nature
Yeah.
is no longer really nature, bro.
Yeah.
So we got to go back to what foundationally
But yeah.
makes us us. Because I know within that there's something strong, there's something positive, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of support. And you're going to find like-minded people that don't look like you, that agree with you. And when you have that, you have strength. 100.
Oh, I like how you took the he's yeah.
I hate you, nigga. How would you answer your own question?
In regards to us finding a middle ground between the buzz culture of I believe it's a case by case basis, with certain cases being very minuscule, things in which we could be like, we doing too much, or like, you know, like, but then, you know, there's major certain things in which we do have to, because first of all, like, we are in an era of validation.
Facts.
Validation of trans struggles, validation of gay struggles, validation of men of color, women of color, people of color in general, validation of the poor, you know? So it's about as a society collectively examining that. And then also, if we as the proletariat, if we're here, there's even more work that we have to do in a way that we get into certain positions where we can control and shift the narrative into a healthier place. Because even the example for us, is having this media platform as the proletariat, as people of color, in which, because media is a tool in which you control a narrative. So even we are putting our hats in the ring. And not everyone can have a podcast. Not everyone can do that. There's also a certain thing, as if I don't want to get too intricate, but, you know, protesting and revolting with your dollar. What are you investing in? Who are you investing in? You know? So, you know, yeah. And there is certain senses where, you know, like, just have honest discourse. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Like, if somebody's triggered by something, it's like, you know, like, having conversations, because even I can be triggered by you being triggered. I've seen that shit so many times. Real. They'd be like, "Oh, you're so fucking sensitive," and it's like, I'm just saying that I'm triggered, and you're triggered by me being triggered because you feel like you can't.
That's a response. You feel
I can't be honest, and you're too soft, and it's all like, "Oh no, you're aloof, and you're coarse, or you're uncouth, or like you're like, you know." Like,
the crazy thing is, like, in our platform, we try to be the most inclusive we can.
Yeah, word.
And part of the responsibility of allowing that inclusivity is the fact that you have to be open to being challenged.
Exactly.
And you have to
and there we
be
go.
open for us to
and
say,
there we
because
go.
it's going to come with love. It's
and
not
there we
from
go.
a bad place.
And there we go. And even if it does come from a bad place, and this is where I will promote thick-skinnedness. I have a lisp, so when it comes to THs, I know I just fucked that up. I got a little whiskey in the cup. I know that shit's going to be, but thick-skinnedness sometimes has its place because it helps you endure certain things that might, like Scramz said, like the PTSD, when he brought up the PTSD. post-traumatic stress disorder, and like, you know, and like saying like, okay, I see your intentions. We're coming to this Algonquian roundtable, this, you know, in which we're speaking, and we have the freedom to be ignorant. We have the freedom to be vehement, like, you know, and we know that if the end goal is to understand, validate, give one another space, and not impede each other's quality of life, then there's a lot of growth that can happen.
I like that, man. And with that being said, we should really like start to wrap it up.
Oh hell yeah, my nigga!
Because that was really dope. That was
I'm never gonna wrap it up because, you know, like sex with a condom is whack.
Performance anxiety is a motherfucker.
But you know, like, you know, lately, because you know we got this shit popping because we be talking about shit because we talking about triggers and shit.
Word.
You know what I mean? And like we been on the triggers shit.
Facts.
And you know what it's time for?
What's cuffs my Tim's?
What's cuffs my Tim? My nigga.
Yo.
Alright. Yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to set it off. Set it off. What's cuffs your Tim's, my G?
What's cuffs my Tim?
Yeah, let them know.
Yo, alright, dude. Nah, dude. Oh God. You know what scuffs my Tim's? Projection.
Oh, I killed it.
I'm sorry. When when you start like, and especially with all this, like, you know, Will and Jada shit and the whole Chris Rock shit and like everything that has gone on in the past week, like projection and not seeing the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. When you project, especially when you're part of a peanut gallery, and you're just missing the bigger picture in terms of the ideological conversation that could be had with everything, in which you're all like, oh, black woman with the hair, or like violence, or like, and like projecting and being like, no, that's you, like, you know what I mean, like
you.
It's like no, that's not what actually happened. That's you that you're projecting on, and it keeps you from seeing the bigger picture. It keeps from the honest discourse happening when you project trauma. When you project trauma, over projecting trauma, actually, an unhealthy projection of trauma, that scuffs my Timbs.
That's lit. That was
What
heavy.
about you, homie?
That was heavy, man. I'm gonna keep it light because I was heavy, now.
Heavy.
Yo, what scuffed my Timbs, honestly, bro, like, yo, this life is too short. Fuck with the people that fuck with you. Don't fucking waste your time trying to convince motherfuckers of why you ill, why you this, or why you that. Don't try to convince motherfuckers to be with you. Don't try to convince nothing, my nigga. The people that fuck with you, that love you and celebrate you, that's where your energy and that's where your vibe should be. So what scuffs my Timbs is niggas that don't fucking get that shit. You know what I mean? Get that shit early. Get that shit early. You gonna live a way better life once you realize that. You know what I mean?
Damn, like when niggas feel like Orphan Annie out here.
Yeah, like nigga, fuck everybody you know. Go, you know what I mean? Go somewhere else.
Montego.
You know what I mean?
If I can go.
Here you go.
Ooh, shout out to Angie. Niggas don't know about that.
Yo, I hope we not canceled, right? Because we love y'all.
Yeah,
all this is honest discourse, man. Like, we love everybody, man.
Yeah,
you know that. We just want to get to the bottom of people being good people.
Also, like and subscribe all day. I know that's a bad place to even say that. But also interaction, because if you have anything to say, if you're like, nah, y'all niggas wrong, or like whoop-de-whoop, I love that. Like, you know, like,
facts.
Yo, drop it in the comments.
Facts.
We will respond.
At Culture People Time. Y'all know the vibe.
Culture People Time. Like, we are on there. I have this shit. It's set in my fucking phone. Anybody fucking comments is gonna be there.
Facts.
But
Follow us,
yeah.
like us.
Yeah.
Don't like us, comment.
Yeah.
Just give us the feedback that we need to grow because we appreciate
Exactly.
everything. And
We
we
doing
gonna
this for
holler at
y'all.
You know what I mean?
We're doing this for y'all.
So yeah, we doing it for y'all. We doing it for y'all.
What's the moral of the story, my nigga?
You know what I'm saying? So the moral of the story is if you think a nigga's pussy, don't slap him because it's gonna cost you in the back end. Feel me?
Say it with your chest.
You don't get stripes for pussy niggas. You heard? Warrior clan, nigga. What's the moral of the story, fam?
Yeah, moral of the story. Yo, do your best to handle your trauma in the most healthiest way possible without fucking up the bag. Because we don't know what's coming after that. But nah, do the best to deal with your trauma in a way that benefits us all.
Word.
Just put yourself first, but think about the bigger picture.
Word.
Think about the bigger picture sometimes.
Word.
Whole lot of gang shit.
All right. You know what I mean? Yo, so with that being said, man, yo, Johnny, thanks for coming out, my nigga. Yo, you out here, boy?
Shout out to Scramz on the 1 and 2.
Santo Domingo. My nigga. Yo, it's album mode time. You know what I mean? Yo,
Shout out to Scramz.
Scramz, you the man, my nigga. Yo, Scramz is the
Scramz.
best dressed nigga ever. You heard?
Scramz.
Don't ever get that shit fucked up, my nigga. Thank you for everything I could do, my brother.
On
You know
the
what I'm
1 and 2s,
saying?
and
You
I
feel
literally
me?
mean 1 and 2s because he's on 1 and 2 camera. Camera A and B.
Don't give the formula up, nigga.
Oh,
You talking too much, my nigga. We talking about this.
You know how I do.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So everybody, we really thank you guys for watching. We thank you for supporting, man. We really love y'all. My name is Moyram.
And this is Akeem.
And this is the CPT podcast.
Culture People Time.
And now you know what time we
Whole lot of gang shit. Gang. That little beat, but I like it.